Hi there. Welcome to Apple World. Jamie Foxx is at last clearing up everything about his ailment and tending to the clone bits of hearsay too. I went through something that I figured I could never at any point go through since his well-being alarm in April. This is the absolute first time that Jamie is tending to his disease straightforwardly. In any case, we just had refreshes from Coraine and different superstars, however. Everybody was giving clashing updates, and that caused a hurricane as of late then. There were likewise reports that James was cloned, he wasn't acting naturally. He had lost visual perception as well, and so forth, yet the genuine truth about his ongoing condition has as of late become known when Jamie himself tended to every one of the tales and depicted his ongoing condition on an IG Live. Is Jamie truly fine? Or is there a trace of validity in the bits of hearsay about Jamie's well-being? Stay blocked to figure out every bit of relevant information about James' well-being. I went through the ringer, and my street recuperation had a few potholes too. Jamie gave a report on his recuperation in an Instagram live video about his unexpected problem that landed him in the clinic in April. This is his absolute first authority update since April anyway. James didn't uncover insights concerning his well-being. He opened up about the seriousness of the circumstances that Jamie referenced. He never figured he would have the insight to depict the seriousness of a circumstance. Jamie obviously noticed that he could not tell what the issue truly meant for him or how he figured out how to return from it. James, anyway, continued to zero in on how he would never have envisioned such a well-being alarm in his life. I went through the ringer, yet I stood by. That is not all he said. Jamie likewise tended to the circumstance of not having the option to give refreshes about his well-being as of not long ago. As per James, he didn't do it simply because he was not in that frame of mind to give an update, and he didn't believe individuals should see him in such a terrible condition. I realized many individuals were holding up, or needing to hear refreshes, but frankly, with you, I simply didn't believe you should see me like that, man. You realize I believe you should see me giggling, living it up, celebrating, telling a wisecrack, doing a film TV program. I didn't believe that you should see me with tubes running out of me and attempting to sort out, assuming I was going to now before we go any further into Jamie exposing the tales, we should initially dig further into why these reports were serious to such an extent that James needed to address them. While certain famous people said that he was recuperating, others said that the effect was excessively extreme, and we as a whole need to supplicate. Natasha Blasek imparted an update to Diversion. This evening about James' well-being, she uncovered that she was really stressed over Jamie's health-related crisis. Thus she messaged one of his dear companions who consoled her that all was great, and that he was recuperating. You just work with Jamie Foxx. He's somebody who's on our souls, right? Currently, have you been in contact with him? I was messaging him, and just yesterday I conversed with his companion, who resembles truly in contact with him, and yesterday I was like truly going nuts since all the news that he's deteriorating. So is messaging Derek, and he's like, no, he's recuperating. So very much like hearing that he's recuperating caused me to feel such a lot of good. Better believe it. So however I was messaging, and yet I for one, I heard nothing back sadly, so I'm simply supplicating, and my companion yesterday connected with me. She's like, we should ask together. I mean, it's truly insane. However, all we have in this world is our well-being, our life. So it's extremely alarming. Genuine Skull Kevin Hart is likewise one of the stars who have freely shared about Jamie's condition and given a report on it. He said he doesn't know about the specific circumstance yet. He has heard that Jamie's well-being is advancing. I believe I'm very unlucky to have the relationship that I have with Jamie and to have the option to simply check them and stuff like that, so you realize they're overall tight, and because of reasons pretty much where he is on the grounds that Jamie's or ever been a confidential individual partially. However, you realize I think the nitwit thing is that he's getting better in this present circumstance, and you realize everyone's requests, everyone's love energy, everything that stuff is seen and felt. So for this situation, man, you realize you simply need the person to escape the circumstances and get back home. You realize I don't have a clue about the subtleties, or the specific subtleties with respect to what's happening yet. As far as Yoan is concerned, is there is a ton of movement on the planet. A superior man, it's not simply Natasha and Kevin Martin Lawrence likewise had put out a word that Jamie was improving anyway. Things weren't exactly that extraordinary. A source who had addressed one of Fox's dearest companions too says that he was holding things near the vest. Yet it appears to be significant. The insider data says nothing has changed. Jamie is still in a similar condition. The data was truly clashing, and afterward there was a clinical update and an alleged paranoid idea. Benza was as of late highlighted on Dr. Drew's digital broadcast, and he spilled some beans about Jamie's condition. This is what he needed to express out loud. Whatever I determined from the man in the room was that the blood coagulation in the cerebrum had by then, to some extent, deadened, and Gruff Benza had a source in the emergency clinic, and he had seen the entire occurrence that was brought about by the blood cluster. It was as yet secretive in light of the fact that obviously the cerebrum drain talk was never denied or affirmed by any authority sources. Then, at that point, page 6 revealed that, subsequent to addressing an insider source in the emergency clinic, specialists are running tests. However, he's conscious and alert. The insider said they're holding him under perception, and afterward, one more piece of gossip about James was being spread. Radar Online recently shared an update after this entire contention was carried out. Insider Bruises informed Radar Online that Jamie had a ton to defeat while recuperating from his baffling disease. The data shared by the source likewise referenced that James was going through treatment in one of the top actual recovery communities in the country. The source also uncovered that the facility has practical experience in exercise-based recuperation projects to treat wounds or a state of being that precludes the capacity to walk or walk accurately. The motivation behind why there were so many connivance series coming up was on the grounds that there was no authority update from Coraine or some other relatives, and the specialists were likewise not giving any insights regarding Jamie's well-being or even his determination. The reports arrived where fans were guaranteeing that somebody was on a mission to end James' life. Fans likewise associated the entire gossip with the issues that Jamie and Diddy have had before and how James had supposedly uncovered reality with regards to Diddy's gatherings. One fan remarked that some are saying Diddy did it, in view of Jamie Foxx standing in opposition to Diddy's gatherings. I can't find what Jamie Foxx said. However, the paranoid fears were not finished. Likewise, talk about James being cloned in light of the fact that he hasn't had the option to give an authoritative update about his well-being. This was when Chris J. Jacken provoked the gossip about James being cloned, and it was disliked. Fans dismissed this entire hypothesis as a matter of fact. Most fans were persuaded that there could be a trace of validity in the entire thing. One fan remarked on the video, saying without a doubt, cloned. One more fan claimed that in this time of SM, it's astounding that Jamie Foxx hasn't even posted a brief video slice live stream, giving his fans an update. Something is definitely wrong. Assuming you imagine that this multitude of tales and paranoid ideas could have finished now in light of the fact that James has formally dispelled any confusion about his condition, you're in for a greater shock since individuals are persuaded now like never before that James could have been cloned. When the video of Jamie giving an update about his well-being began becoming a web sensation, fans were anxious to see his weight reduction, and a few fans saw his obvious weight reduction as a sign that he had been cloned.